perspective, if you think of what got me to Vanderbilt, we're a school that attracts the world's best talent. Our basic plan to come down here is to double the size of the business schools, is that we very much have a growth mindset. So we look for opportunity and we run to it. One of the things that I'm really excited about in terms of infrastructure here that's terrific, with the Brightline that runs from Miami to Orlando, somebody could jump on a train Friday night, do their homework on their way down, attend school over the weekend, and then train back. And you have 2 train stations that run through the city, walking distance to the campus.
Hello, RWorld. Welcome back to another episode of RWorld Talk. We've got a special treat for you today. As you know, we've talked a lot about the big things that are happening in Wall Street South, otherwise known as West Palm Beach. So we have a special guest this morning who is Tom Steenburgh. He is the Dean of the Owen School of Business Management. I got that wrong. You tell us your title.
It's the Dean of the Owens Graduate School of Management. It's good enough.
I'm just going to mess it up.
You do just fine. Yeah.
First dean that we've had. I've never been sent to the dean's office. This is my first time. So excited to have this chat with you. We've heard that big things are happening, obviously, with Vanderbilt. Everybody down here in South Florida is really excited that you guys are coming down here and, throwing your stake in the ground here, so to speak. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Vanderbilt's university expansion, and what the mission is and why you chose South Florida?
Yeah. So I just want to start by saying thank you so much for having me. I love being the first dean. That makes me feel really good.
Awesome. We're glad you're here. Seriously.
We are delighted to be moving to South Florida. I think there's so many similarities between what's happening in South Florida and what's happening in Nashville. If I look at expanding our footprint in this way, nothing could be better in terms of attracting great students, giving them great exits, and letting them have big impact on the world. So our basic plan to come down here is to double the size of the business school. So Owen is a relatively small, intimate business school. Okay. One of the things that we really love is to have high contact with our students. It's a real sense of community that we build within the school. And then our students go on to have really big impact in the world. So I have 11 unicorn founders that come out of Owen.
Amazing.
And over the years, which for a school of our size is really amazing. We have great people who are builders and have great potential. And then they go on and do amazing things in the world. And when we thought about expansion, as a small business school, one of the benefits is your experience in the school is very intimate and great. People love it. On the downside, to the extent there is a downside, is like we don't have as big of an alumni network. So we'd like to get bigger and let more people experience Owen.
Sure.
But coming to a different location allows us to keep the intimate experience. So our expansion plan down here is to double the size of the business school by building a business school roughly the same size, but allow that school to have the same intimate experience, personal connection that you have there. And to really think of our expansion in terms of an ecosystem that we're trying to develop.
Okay.
So we have Owen students all over the place that can do business with one another and help each other succeed in the world. And from a big brand perspective, if you think of what got me to Nashville, got me to Vanderbilt, we're a school that attracts the world's best talent. So we have great faculty, great staff, great students that come to the school. And you need that to be a top business school. And the thing that sort of separates Owen from other places and Vanderbilt from other universities is that we very much have a growth mindset. So we look for opportunity and we run to it.
Okay.
And when I came down here, we started looking at places to be. It's on fire economically.
Big time.
When I'm in Nashville, the first year I lived in an apartment, I had 8 cranes outside my window. And there's huge real estate development in the city. And I was down here on an alumni event. We started looking for would this make a good expansion place? And our alums say to me, he was in private equity. He said, you really should be thinking about coming to South Florida. It is the same down here as it in Nashville. Everything's on fire.
Yep.
You'd love it down here. I'm thinking quietly to myself, is like, yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
You're just making my case
Florida?
for
Yeah,
me.
you don't have to sell me
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Florida.
So it's just, if it feels to me like with those two locations, and then we have another place in New York, we're really building an ecosystem that our students will have great exits in the world. I think it's unparalleled exits into, Wall Street South,
Yeah.
financial industry. We
Love
want to
that.
create those for our students.
Yeah.
It's better in finance in South Florida even than we have a good in Nashville, but it gives a broader network down here. And for students in all our locations, this is a great place for them to come. Yeah, it helps have our impact expand in the world.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think last time I was in Nashville, I was amazed at the growth that was experienced there. You went from just a party town with all your honky tonks, and it is really all about music. But now, isn't there a huge influx of like medical corporations that have moved into Nashville?
Yeah, Nashville is actually one of the single best healthcare markets in the country. 328,000 jobs in healthcare. Tons of businesses that have been created. AICA, among others, all the kid businesses that have rolled off of that. And it's really good in payer system and those types of innovations. That's something that we're leaning into in Nashville.
Sure.
One of the things that we can get down here that's very apparent, there's a lot of device makers down here.
Especially in West Palm Beach.
That you got it. And so what we want to do then, if you think of the student in Nashville, we actually have started a Nucleate Dojo, which is for students that are interested in building healthcare businesses in the life sciences.
Okay.
We have a chapter of that in Nashville. If they want to get into device, they should end up down here because the market is great for that. And so it's really
An easy transfer.
Yeah, it's an example of where we can train someone in Nashville, and then they can come down here eventually and search for money for their business idea.
Yep.
Establish a business down here, and we'll have people go the other way as well.
There's no shortage of money here.
But people moving together, it's wonderful. And you think things like people in entrepreneurship, defense tech, that sort of area, fintech.
Yep.
Really great market down here to look for money. There's
Absolutely.
a lot of private wealth, so angel investing and that sort of stuff. We spend $1 billion a year on research. We would like to take those ideas, commercialize them,
Sure.
turn them into businesses. Yeah.
So I'm hearing a lot of future opportunity down here in South Florida that you guys are going to be creating. That's excellent. We certainly will welcome you. Well, there's certainly a lot of excitement in Palm Beach to know a little bit more about exactly where this campus is going to be. Is it going to be downtown? What's it going to look like? Can you give us an idea of what to expect in terms of architecture, campus size, industries, and enrollment?
Yeah. So what we'll start with is a campus that's, let's say, 70% business school, about 700 students in the business school, graduate students. Eventually, we'll probably have some study away students. So think kids coming down if you're interested in finance.
Okay.
Do an internship in one of the local companies and continue your studies.
Okay.
For a semester. And then we'll have about 300 engineering students down here as well. Big focus on business, big focus on tech. When we come into a local market, we actually want to partner with people. So yesterday I was at Florida Power and Light. They've been a great partner for us. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
We saw their 35 Mules incubator. We would love to send some student teams there eventually. We'd love to run programming.
Did they take you to their, was that meeting at their head office?
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't that a beautiful
It
building?
was fantastic.
Yeah.
Really, really nice.
That's crazy technologically advanced too.
Yeah. So it'll be right downtown, about 1,000 mostly graduate students to begin with. And there's lots of room for expansion. You know how universities work.
Yeah.
You start and then you continue to expand.
Build on, sure.
Within the community. Yeah.
Okay. As far as the focus, well, what will be the focus of we talked about the business campus. I guess you've already answered that question, but mostly graduate students. Are there going to be very specialized programs that you guys are offering down here? Is it going to be anything different than what you're offering in Nashville?
A little bit different to, again, take advantage of the local economy. So in engineering side, that's not my domain, but the general thought process would be space and defense would be one. A crossover program might be in defense tech where you're starting businesses.
That makes a lot of sense with having the Space Coast right here.
You got it. And then you've got energy would be another one. You got a great partner in FPL. You can imagine a program centered around that.
Beautiful.
In the business school, we'll have from straight out of college all the way to the more seasoned person. So one way that we'll add to the local areas have an executive MBA program.
Okay.
Hopefully, and all of these are pending approval so I shouldn't say like they're done, just
Sure.
This is where our thought process is. But the idea would be to keep talent local. We'll try to develop programs to keep talent in the local area. An executive MBA program would do that. We could think of programs in finance, think of programs in management, with specialties like, let's say, in private capital management, in finance, or in real estate, which kind of like crosses over management to
That's where I was going next. I was going to ask if there was anything for the real estate professionals.
absolutely. Like, we want to be part of that.
Okay.
So we would like to contribute to the area and
Awesome.
in that dimension.
Love that. Now I know why Helene's got you here. So how do you anticipate the campus is going to impact the local housing market? If you can give us, your thoughts on that, both residential and commercial side. I guess with the talent that you're going to be bringing in, obviously that'll have an impact on the housing market. But
Yeah.
the training that you're going to give these graduate students, obviously, hopefully, the end result is that they're, like you said, going to be opening up some, medical device manufacturing plants and things like that. But what's your take on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like any market that you move into with an educational institution spins off a whole bunch of things.
Right.
So we would expect to see a bunch of startups that come out of the area. We would expect that some of the local businesses would have the capacity to grow. That would, the epicenter of that would be in West Palm Beach, but certainly in the region, you'd see a lot of our talent moving out to that. That's always good for positive economic type of development, including commercial real estate. On the student side, we need to find housing for about 1,000 students.
Okay.
And we'll work with, most likely a private developer at some point to figure out exactly where to put buildings to house people, whether that's on the campus itself in the footprint or close by.
Sure.
Whereas, we're still in the development phase, thinking about that sort of thing. We have the similar sort of problem in Nashville. You only have
Where do you
so
put all
much
the
land.
people,
Where do you
right?
put all the people? But we're used to figuring out a solution that works for the community and works for ourselves in terms of housing the students. But that's something that's on our mind as we start to build a campus. How do we get
Okay.
all the people here?
Well, that sounds good. Certainly, any influx of people, including, not only just the students, but the faculty that you're going to have there, going to be great for the real estate market, because once those students finish up your program and get out of that campus housing, hopefully they'll be making good money and buying big old houses out on Palm Beach Island.
That's what we hope for. Very highly educated people with great exits. Like, it's good for the community. Helps build wealth for everyone
Sure.
really in the community.
Sure. Okay, I'll talk to you about opening up a real estate office on campus.
All right.
Where do you think, where do you guys envision that these students will be coming from around the country? I mean, are there specific areas that you market to, specific undergrad schools that you're marketing to? I mean, where do most of the students come from, or where do you envision most of those students coming from?
It really depends on the program.
Okay.
So if we're at the working professional program, and we'll have some programs for that, it's really in the regional area. And one of the things that I'm really, really excited about in terms of infrastructure here that's terrific, with the Brightline that runs from Miami to Orlando, that is a way, if you construct the program the right way, somebody could jump on a train Friday night, do their homework on their way down,
Yeah.
attend school over the weekend, and then train back and live their life wherever they live. So it'd be really something between Miami and Orlando would be a great way to get people here.
Sure.
And you have 2 train stations that run through the city, walking distance to the campus.
Okay.
Can't find a location.
You guys hear that? We got a hint now where this campus is going to be, walking distance to the Brightline.
You can't find locations that are anything like that.
Not many places in the country can you walk to school on a Friday, can you?
Not only that, so you can walk to school from West Palm Beach, which is fantastic, but it also gives us opportunities where we could get somebody from one of the fancy banks or private real estate companies that come in, give a lecture. It's unparalleled. All the CEOs that run through the breakers in other parts of this town over
Right.
the winter, those are people that we want to bring into our classroom and actually add to the academic dimension of what we're able to do. So I'm really, really excited about that part. We'll also run some executive education programs. So
Okay.
so for one of the things that keep your faculty fresh, you want them to be able to engage with high level executives. So we want to do that in the local community as well. It's good for the local community, workforce training and leadership development, strategy development. And it's good for us because it
Right.
keeps us relevant to what's going on.
Yeah, and some companies, as they're expanding and as they're growing, they would prefer their upper level management teams to have an MBA. So they might have been hired when they had a bachelor's degree.
Yep.
Now they were working their way up through the company, and the investors say, "We'd really like you to have somebody at the top that's got an MBA." Boom, go down the street to Vanderbilt, get your MBA, and go back to work.
That's right. And you'll be surrounded by people that will have similar sorts of career paths,
Right.
career trajectories, and really help you level up to that next place in your career.
Great alumni networking, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Is it likely that you, in some of the colder states, that students' parents might be interested in purchasing second homes for their kids? I mean, I saw this in a couple of markets that I've worked in, mainly in Toronto. You had uh, families that did not want to pay student housing prices or bother paying for rent, and they were just buying pre-construction condos, put their kid in there, and when the kid's done with school, they either rent it out or sell it.
Yeah, it's great. And it's a great opportunity. I've known a number of parents that have done that
Yeah.
sort of thing. Maybe I'm kicking myself that I didn't do it. Yeah, it makes total sense. And the beauty of it here is that you can do it in a way you don't have to buy a single family home. You really could buy a condo and then let your kid walk to school. It's great.
Yeah, and then when he's done or she's done, you know what? You've got a winter home now that you can come down to Florida and hang out. Makes perfect sense. So, from your perspective, how might this development change the profile of the average home buyer or renter in West Palm Beach?
I think it could move it younger. If you think of some of our population, we'll have programs with students just graduating from college, and then they come directly to us for a specialty master's type of program. And when they exit, they have really nice jobs, right? And so you can imagine them buying condos. You can imagine them buying houses as they start to age. But what we've heard as we've been in the market is a lot of partners have moved out of New York, partly for tax reasons, partly because, man, this is one hell of a lifestyle that you get down
It
here.
is.
So as they come down, they're looking for associates that will work, move up in their firm. And we would like to help in that sort of evolution in the process. You can start your career down here and continue to grow. As people grow in their career, they tend to buy real estate and build a
Yeah.
home and a lifestyle in a particular area.
That's true. Yeah, I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, and
Oh, are you really?
yeah, my
I'm from
family members.
Syracuse.
Are you really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my family members and friends that I have from back home, they're just like, "What am I doing in New York, paying these taxes? I'm just getting killed." And because we have conversations, they come down to visit, and I'm like, "Why are you still paying New York taxes?
Yeah.
Like, look at the lifestyle that we live down here. Just pack up your stuff and come on down.
Yeah.
No state income tax. It's beautiful. Keep more of your money and have a way better lifestyle." I do certainly miss Western New York. I mean, the people there are just fantastic. That's one part that not that people aren't fantastic down here in South Florida, but it's a different feel.
It's interesting how many central Western New Yorkers you meet
Yeah.
that have relocated. We find a lot
Because we got
in
sick of that
Nashville,
snow,
too. Yeah,
man.
it's cold. It's cold. Yeah.
So do you foresee this, do you foresee the university becoming a talent pipeline for fields that are growing in South Florida? We already touched on that. But you talked about the business school and then the engineering side. What sort of industries have you identified down here that you think you're really going to be able to tap into? So that way the talent that you're creating and the talent that you're nurturing through the school, obviously we would love for those people to stay here and grow businesses and
Yeah.
become employers. And
Yeah, I mean the big ones, finance writ large. So you'd have regular types of investment banking to hedge fund types of jobs, all the way to fintech. that combination, and also financial engineering, which is kind of like the quant coder that goes through. They have a touch of finance and a lot of technology.
What is a financial engineer? I've never heard that term.
Well, it's like quant trading. You need somebody that actually understands algorithms and statistics to be able to
Really?
figure out what to
Okay.
do. Yeah.
Very cool.
So we'll have a College of Engineering, College of Connected Computing that will be partners here. So we'll really run the full spectrum from normal, what we'd like to do, because again, we're looking for approval before we get our programs through. So I don't want to put
Okay.
the horse in front of or the cart in front of the horse. Um, but we want to have normal, like traditional finance jobs all the way to, these really technical finance jobs. I think it's great to have a program in real estate. If you think of the exits, right, you could have a job in South Florida. You could have a job in Nashville. You could have a job in New York, and you can learn from people in all of those markets. This is such an exciting market to be in. We would place a lot of people, I believe, in the market with a program there. I could see some interesting things like in sports management or entertainment. There's just a lot of that in Florida. That could be an interesting area to explore for us.
I always thought it was amazing how many sports teams were in Florida.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And there's a lot of people in the off season that end up down here. So I think that could be something. I also think there's a big wave of family offices that we want to place people in, private wealth management. That's on the business school side, sort of like in the middle from the business school perspective in health tech, in device startups. Like we want to foster business creation.
Okay.
So what the business school does at the regular university, when students are ready to raise capital, when students are ready to build teams, or students are ready to generate revenue, they come to the business school, and we help them do that. And then our engineering programs and our CCC, our College of Connected Computing programs, help them build products. So we work together
Okay.
to get people to areas. I think the health devices market is great. And then from the engineering perspective, energy, space, and defense, we're going to put tons of people into those industries and design programs sort of to help those industries continue to grow and thrive here.
Okay. Just something that I was thinking of. Everybody, nowadays is talking about artificial intelligence. Is that something that you guys take on?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm a statistician by training, long time ago in the '90s. Then became data science, and now it's artificial intelligence. I don't know what it'll be called 5 years from now. I think data science is the greatest rebranding of my degree ever. So it's like, that's very sexy. Stats is not that sexy.
Yeah, yeah.
But we will have,
Statistician, you're like, it's kind of nerdy.
wow, it's
Data scientist, like, oh, okay, that
Yeah.
sounds fancy.
that's employable. Yeah. So but we intend to have in all of our degree programs a focus on that. And in fact, we do that in our curriculum already in Nashville. Like, I think that's something we're really leaning into and want to build something special in that.
Yeah, I think everybody needs to be an expert in artificial intelligence. I mean, it's here to stay, and we're going to hit that curve, and it's just going to take off, and there's going to be no turning back. You're going to have to learn how to use it, or you're going to be left in the dust.
Yeah.
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 Do you think that this could be a model, what you guys are doing here now, a model for other universities, considering expansion into South Florida or similar markets?
It's a great question. I think this is a model that works for us, and it's a model that doesn't work for everyone. So we have competitor schools that are building online programs, and actually they're pretty successful at what they do. But you don't get a big jobs network. You don't get help from a career center, because the programs just aren't priced in a way that you can't provide those services. What we're really good at is taking in-person experience, elevating the person's, we look for high IQ, high EQ people, and we try to develop both when we create programs. So it's very intensive type of training that we provide,
Sure.
and then put them in the local community. Not everyone can do that. Not everyone has the brand to attack the right set of talent. Not everyone has the capital to be able to pull that off. So our programs are very resource intensive. So I don't think it's replicable by a ton of schools, but might some other schools try to copy some of this? Sure. I'm not too worried about our ability to compete on this. I think this is something that's very true to us in terms of what we can develop. And I think there's other schools that can do it, but or can do similar things in other locations. But I don't think it'll be a mass movement, let's say, in this direction.
I think that total class size is something incredible and very unique and special to be able to give somebody such personalized quality education like that. That you're not just one person sitting in a 1,000-person lecture hall that nobody cares if you're picking up the information or not. I think having a little bit more face time with whoever it is that's giving you your training is something that's definitely very special, and you don't get that at every school.
Yeah, I think one of the things to build on that point that really resonated to me, and when I started thinking about becoming a dean and talk to people about it, is they always said, like, think about what others say about the network. So think about what the alums say about their experience. In my first year, when I went out and interviewed alums, they would name professors that would made personal difference in their life, or classmates and how they helped them find a job, even in really difficult economic times when they were competing with each other. And it really stuck out to me, like, that experience that you had at Owen, at Vanderbilt, in the classroom, that was something that was deeply meaningful to those students. And so we want to create that type of experience here.
Well, if you got that incredible education and that's what helped you land that dream job that you've always wanted, or to build your dream business, why wouldn't you want the guys that was sitting next to you that had the exact same training and education and experience as you did? You've got so much in common. And if it was able to get you in that door, or get you to break ground on something that nobody's done before, that the people that were in the same class as you were just as smart, had just as good of an education as you did. It makes sense that you would want those people on your team.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I think there's an ethos of being a builder at Vanderbilt. It's the type of person that wants to create something big. We attract that type of person. And then those are types of people that want to work together.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that you're a busy guy. We're going to let you get out of here, but Anthony would be upset if we didn't talk a little bit about sports. How's it going? What are your sports teams like? I mean, that's always so important for people to be proud of whatever team they had at their school.
And Vanderbilt's been on fire in every direction. So we had an amazing football season. We got a new 5-star quarterback coming in. Bright days ahead on the football field. Both of our basketball programs are also doing exceptionally well this year. Championship still ahead, so fingers crossed for a good outcome with that.
Still a chance.
As it turns out, I have an alum who is the CEO of the company that makes Squishmallows. And so we just launched a product at the last basketball game, or he just launched a product at the last basketball game with a Vanderbilt Squishmallows. You're going to roll out to some other schools later on. But it's like, we were talking about at dinner, like, Jeremy, like, why did you say that you should launch this at Vanderbilt? He's like, I was taking a guess that we would be moving in the right direction. And we're both like, yeah, you couldn't have picked a better year to do. So we have 2 top 20 basketball teams. He had big gala for the launch. So everything from, the types of students we're attracting to our sports teams, it's just on fire with Vanderbilt. It's just a great place to be. Really great place to be.
I could tell by the smile on your face that you absolutely love what you do. You absolutely love that you're aligned with the school. We're super excited that you guys are coming down here and giving some love to South Florida, specifically West Palm Beach. But like you said, the Brightline is going to take you from Orlando all the way down to Miami. So your reach down here is going to be huge, and we're really excited to see the things that you guys are going to do.
Yeah, well, we can't wait to get our building built and get down
I bet.
here, ready to go.
A little bit warmer down here in the winter time.
Yeah, this would be a great place to be in January, that's for sure.
Okay. Are you still a Bills fan?
I am still a Bills fan.
Go Bills, baby. Okay.
I need Josh Allen to get us over the hump. It'll be awesome.
Next year. I've been saying that since I was a kid. Next year.
Me too.
All right. Well, Tom, very nice to speak with you. Thanks for being in here with us today. And for you all listening, we will see you right back here next Friday on RWorld Talk.